Well, I won't break my face. I've fallen many times.
Give it up for Eric.
Sometimes it is safer to sit down than it is to stand. Did you know 9 out of 10 injuries happen when standing, and 50% of the time they do? I'm just kidding. I don't know the actual statistics. But any day, one day in health, I had a great fall, like a certain egg we all know. So anyways, Mrs. Deems is introducing the CPR unit to me, and I sit next to my friend Tom Kraft. You guys might know him. We're pretty loud people generally. And she's giving instructions. I'm listening to music in one ear, then listening to what Tommy has to say in the other ear. And Tommy is doing the same. And I poke him. He's like, "Stop it, Eric," and then he drops that word quite often. And so he pokes me. And I'm like, "Oh no, you hit the off switch." And so I start falling slowly. And then he pokes me again, and he's like, "Die." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to. I'm not ready yet." And he pokes me again. I'm like, "Oh no, self-destruct button. As soon as I touch an object, I'm going to explode." So I start falling slowly, and I'm like, "Ah!" in like a really slow motion. Then he's like, "Fall faster," and he keeps poking me. The teacher's like, "Tommy, Eric, stop messing around." So we're like, okay, and we stop temporarily, and then I continue with my fall where I left off. I'm like, "Ah!" still. And so he pokes me more, and then he's like, "Just fall already," and he like pushes me on the side of the head. And so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll fall. And then I feel that like one of the health desks underneath me, and I'm like, oh, I can put my full weight on it. So I lean on it with my full weight, and it's one of the desks with like the bars in the middle. So I lean on it. The desk flips because he stands up, and I fall on the ground, and I'm like, oh. And the desk flips too. He's rolling on the ground laughing, and I'm like, ow, that hurt. And then I start laughing because I realized I flipped the desk. Miss Dean, she just stops talking completely, looks at me. "Oh my, are you okay, Eric?" And I'm just like, yeah, that was awesome. Can I do it again? And the moral of the story basically is don't fool around during instructions, especially when you're going to fall, because then you'll probably end up interrupting and getting in trouble. And also make sure the desk doesn't have the legs in the middle of the desk, and make sure they're in the front like in this room. And can I like show the fall, like the way I fell? Okay, so he pokes me, I'm like, ah, and continue with the story the same way. And then I feel the desk, and I'm like, oh, there's a desk here, and so I lean on it. And that's how I fell. It was quite fun.